Horizon Chance, home to UX, and this is Kerbal Space Program for War, Part 2, I guess. I read the half portion yesterday, so I like this. So first of all, this was a surprise for me, right? I didn't expect another Kerbal Space Program so soon. At least to me, I've reacted very recently, all three of them. So yeah, and this is about war apparently. So this is fucking hilarious. So first three was just to get to Proxima Centauri, right? And now it's about fighting, right? It's not about exploration and things like that. I thought with all his what was his name? I forgot his name. Michael, I don't know, I forgot his name. Basically, he's just gonna do like in the third part in the end, where basically he just comes with an assault rifle or something. I guess I thought in the newer video he's just gonna at the start just show some clip here and there, or just kill him or something and just resume with the exploration point of it. But he just created a whole video about war with him. So let's watch it.
Is uranium. Uranium, of course, can be made into bombs. Nuclear bombs. Nuclear bombs operate on a fairly simple principle. Fission, or the splitting of atoms. You split apart atoms, split atoms release energy and other particles, which go and split more atoms. This releases an enormous amount of energy. Nuclear weapon yields are measured in kilotons or megatons, referring to the equivalent amount of TNT that you need to detonate to match it. Now, the way you actually go about doing all this is the tricky part. There's only one natural element that's fissile, that being uranium. But uranium is pretty common, and by itself not very good for making bombs with. What you really need is a special isotope of uranium, uranium-235. The most common form of uranium, U-238, can't sustain a nuclear chain reaction, but U-235 can. The only problem is 99.3% of natural uranium is 238, whereas U-235 only makes up 0.7%. In order to make our bomb, we need to enrich this uranium from 0.7% to over 80%. This is very difficult, because chemically they're almost the exact same. The only useful difference is that U-238 has 3 more neutrons, which makes it ever so slightly heavier. The first machine used to enrich uranium was this, the Calutron, a mass spectrometer which enriched 0.7% uranium to 25% uranium at a huge rate of 50 micrograms per hour. This would take 20,000 hours or 2 years of continuous operation to make 1 single gram. It worked by shooting an ionized beam of uranium through a magnetic field. This magnetic field would deflect the beam into a collector. Since the U-238 is slightly heavier, it was deflected less than the U-235, which meant you could separate the two just a little bit. The U-235 for the Manhattan Project was made using this method, and thousands of Calutrons were built, but later dismantled for better methods, like the gas centrifuge. These bad boys take in uranium hexafluoride gas, put it into a centrifuge spinning thousands of times per second, and using the slight difference in mass, a very slightly more enriched stream of gas comes out. This needs to be repeated thousands of times, and then you get highly enriched uranium hexafluoride, which you can process later into uranium metal. Now that we've got the stuff, we need to find a way to make it go boom. The first nuclear bomb used in war, the Little Boy, used a gun design, where one part of the U-235 was shot into another using chemical explosives. Once the two parts combined, they became critical, and a nuclear chain reaction began. This was the second ever nuclear detonation and was fairly primitive by today's standards. Pretty much every nuclear weapon these days is a thermonuclear weapon. Thermonuclear bombs are a two-stage design where a regular fission bomb explodes and sets off a secondary fusion stage. That's right, they use a nuclear bomb to detonate an even more powerful nuclear bomb.
Yeah, I mean, you can't have fusion without massive heat. Where you're supposed to get that heat? So if you have a fission bomb which explodes and gives off heat, and the trigger basically is so fast that it has to, I guess, trigger the fusion bomb at just the right moment. Because if it doesn't, the fission bomb would destroy the fusion bomb before it even triggers. So the whole mechanism is very accurate in a way, right? Which is really surprising when you really read about it, how it all works. But yeah, basically fission bomb's heat triggers the fusion bomb. And yeah, fusion basically is way too powerful than fission. Fusion is how the stars work, right? So we create for whatever moment a mini star.
Fission bombs can at most achieve 500 kilotons of yield, whereas thermonuclear bombs can go from several hundred kilotons to tens of megatons. The largest of these devices was the Soviet Tsar bomb, which exploded with a yield of 50 megatons. However, the design of this bomb called for a 100 megaton yield, which was scaled back once they realized that was dumb. Anyway, we're going to use
Alright, seriously though, I mean, when it comes to war, nobody gives a shit. everybody will go to the whole another level, right? They don't care. They don't think about the humanity. They don't think about anything. It's like when it comes to war, which is the most powerful thing that I can do. That's what every military mentality is. But Tsar Bomba was so fucking powerful that even this military people with this military minds who would do anything to get an edge, like, whoa, okay, let's scale back now, right? Let's not test more and let's just scale back with testing. That's how powerful Tsar Bomba was. Tsar Bomba created a ripple in a way that in Europe, right, people felt it. And way long in the distance, people's windows broke, right? I mean, that is fucking ridiculous how powerful that bomb was.
This funky nuclear technology and stick it in this. The B-83 nuclear bomb, a thermonuclear device with a maximum yield of 1.3 megatons. Our delivery vehicle will be this, a hypersonic interplanetary missile. Our target is Kevin's Laythe base, which is well defended with surface-to-air missile batteries and patrolling aircraft. It'll speed towards Laythe, turn on its air-breathing engines, fly low to avoid detection by radar, and deliver our little present to the base. So, let's launch.
To be done. Oh, there you go.
Nice. Moving closer to Kerbin, we have the planet you forgot exists.
Man, seriously, I love that somebody created this mod about all these things. Somebody saw all the mechanics of the engine and how the game works, and they thought, wait a minute, we can create all this kind of a different type of war elements to it. I mean, that is, when you think about the exploration of the space, let's be honest, war is gonna follow pretty soon. It's kind of realistic.
Dres. This planet is unremarkable. And of course, Kevin forgot to put any sort of military presence there whatsoever. We're going to use this blind spot to build up a very large presence, using the minerals in its surface to construct a weapon. A very special weapon. But that'll take some time and a lot of mining drones. Moving even closer, Duna, where Kevin has a fairly sizable presence, a base with a few tanks and a whole bunch of surface-to-air missile sites. In some simulations, this base proved to be a tough nut to crack. I tried a helicopter, but Duna's atmosphere was prohibitively thin. I tried some tanks, but Kevin's battalion outgunned us very easily. I tried this high-speed bomber, which was shot down immediately. But then, I had an idea. You see, nuclear warheads underwent many design iterations during their development. Increased power, deliverable versions in bombs, and smaller warheads. One such development was this, the W9. This warhead was small enough that it could be loaded into an artillery shell and fired out of a gun. This gun was called Atomic Annie, and could fire this projectile up to 30 kilometers away. The warhead itself had a yield of 50.
Yeah, in the Fallout 4, the Fat Boy, right? The launcher, portable launcher. I'm pretty. That was created from a real world, portable launcher. You can't launch it from the shoulders, right? You have to mount it on the, floor like some machine or something. But it was very portable. So it's ridiculous that somebody actually created a Fat Boy in real world, who can basically launch a nuke. And that was like what? I don't know how big it was, but it wasn't that big, right? It's like a mini nuke launcher with some stand or something. So that was fucking ridiculous.
15 kilotons, which was equivalent to Little Boy. Now, this cannon is great, but it's vulnerable to aeroplanes. Lucky for us, though, Kevin assumed that Duna couldn't support any planes since it has no oxygen, and didn't investigate further than that. So no planes to worry about. All we need to do now is send it over. So let's go.
Okay. There you go. What if the gun misfires?
Wonderful. Gentlemen, I think it's time we scale things up. Moving back to Dres, as you can see, we've mined a lot of stuff and completed production of our special weapon. An engine. A really, really big engine. But where to move it? We've taken Jewel and Duna, I don't want to destroy Kerbin, and Moho, he's cool. This leaves one last target. Eve. I don't like Eve one bit, and Kevin has built a lot of stuff on it. SAM sites, surface bases, aircraft, orbiting platforms. But I don't have to deal with that stuff, or with Eve, if it's not there. Gentlemen, start the engines.
What the hell? This is what, Mass Effect 1 DLC or something? Oh, I love this effect. Look at that. Everything's so hot that it glows. It's so fucking good. Oh! That's an actual vision. What? Oh. Okay, I get it. He added it later. But imagine that, right? You can have a first-person view from some planet. You can see the moon is blowing up there. Every time I see Mass Effect games like Mass Effect, always is this kind of a mentality. Like all the epic scenes, like you can see black hole in the sky from some planet, which looks epic, right? And also some asteroid fell into some moon or something just like this. You see it, right? With the real world physics type of thing, right? I mean, not just some weird looking explosion, but a proper, like how it realistically, how it look, right? So this is kind of close to that. This is so good. This, you know, the first person vision that was just there.
What the fuck? Turning our attention back to Kerbin, this is where the bulk of Kevin's force is. He has hundreds of planes, tanks, and drones. But at this point, so do we. And ours all happen to be stationed in orbit, ready to strike at any moment.
Proper to
and
music.
Now is that moment.
Final war begins. Oh, this is so epic. It's playing in the stereo.
Where the fuck is Kevin? I'm gonna fucking kill a little rat! Oh. Holy fuck! I smell something. Ah, Jesus Christ! You're an alien! I fucking knew it! You can't fool me, you little shit. I had you from day one. Alright, well. I'm just gonna go over here and punch in some numbers. Don't worry about it, Kevin. And start charging. Alrighty, Kev. I'm sending you back to Proxima Centauri. Clearly where you belong. So see you later, Kevin. May we never meet ever again.
Okay. What the f just happened?
And that's it, fellas. I'm done. I'm free. No more KSP. I'm going on holiday for about a month, but once I'm back, big things are coming. So get subscribed. Follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitch, buy the frog, and I'll see you next time.
What is that? What just happened at the last? I didn't understand the last thing. Alright, so this is literally the end. Okay. So I guess when he said that he's gonna only make 3 was kind of true, but everybody was demanding more, so he just made this, war thing with Kevin, right? I like how he just kicked Kevin's ass throughout the whole thing, right? With scientific explanation about bombs, this and that, strategies and shit. Yeah. Right, well, that was Kerbal Space Program 4 War by the channel martincitopants. If you like my reaction, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down if you want to react to any specific video. And yeah, I'll see you next time.